Well, good morning on our Thursday morning business chat. Nice to see everybody. We get together here on Thursday mornings to talk business. And so we like to have one of our leaders do a little sharing, or a few of our leaders, and then we open up for questions. And in our director's call yesterday, we were talking about how important we were reviewing the Sarasota event and how successful it was. And why was it successful? Well, guess what? There were people there. And David was on fire. But this business doesn't have a mouth and doesn't have arms and legs. And that's our job. So nothing happens until we invite people to look and see what we've got. And nothing happens until someone is there to receive any of the information, be it an event, look at a tool, watch a video. And so we thought, because we have the early bird special extended till March 31st for the Orlando event, and we have Manager Mania going on right now. So how do we get more people to take a look? So we thought that we would share today and also on Monday night the importance and power of inviting. And so Gregory is, he's in bed sleeping already. And so he just wanted me to share with everyone that, the product and the business, it doesn't have a mouth and it doesn't have feet. And that's our job. And so I don't know, many of you guys have probably never seen this, but Gregory and I created this program called the 10 Master Skills of Successful Network Marketers. And skill number 4 is contacting and inviting. And so, we first create our list, but then we've got to go invite people. And so what I wanted to do today, I'm going to share a little bit more, but we have a special guest today who's been very successful in inviting people to her home to meetings. And she's going to share a little bit about what she does to invite people to show up. And I'm going to turn things over to our very own Darlene Clayholtz.
Good morning. I love talking to people, and it's easy for me to invite them. I put my name badge on when I get dressed in the morning if I'm going to be out and about, and lots of people will talk to me and they think I'm working in the store or wherever I'm at, but I tell them, I can't help you with that, but I can help you be healthier. And so I always have information in my purse that I can hand them right then. And if I have an event planned, I have invitations that I can hand them right then also. And the invitation just says, come learn about activating your own personal stem cells. And imagine if we could activate our stem cells and reset them to a younger, healthier state. The LifeWave X39 is a bold, new, affordable patch that has been clinically proven to provide the body with a level of health and vitality that you have not experienced since you were in your youth. Then it has the date and time, my address, and it says, bring a friend and learn about our free product program, RSVP to Darlene, and my phone number. And I always have in my purse, and that way I can hand them right away. And when I hand it to them, especially if I'm doing a booth or something like that, and I know an event's coming up, I'll say, I would love to invite you to an in-home meeting or presentation that will help you understand what the patches are and how they work. The meeting is only going to last about an hour, and our next one is on, and tell them the date, and I can hand them the invitation. And I said, you're also welcome to bring any friends and family that might be interested in learning how to improve their health and lifestyle with affordable stem cell patches. And most people say, yes, I want to come. And knock on wood, my success rate has been 100% the last 4 or 5 meetings that we've had. So sometimes we only have 2 or 3. We had a snowstorm and I had a meeting scheduled, And I didn't think anybody was going to come because I kept getting texts and phone calls saying, oh, we're not coming. And at 10 minutes to 7, my doorbell rang. And then at 7 o'clock, another person showed up, and one became a preferred customer and one became a distributor. So it doesn't matter how many people are at your meetings, you can always have a successful one.
Okay, one person can make a difference, can't they? So let's step back a
And-
little bit from what you just said, because and what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everybody. And so Darlene, I'd like you to unmute when I do that. So let me
Okay.
make sure. Yeah, let me get to that place. Okay, we still have people coming on. Apparently the reminder didn't happen today. So I guess that's why we have less people on the call, and that's okay. They can watch the recording. And so you wear a name badge and people come up to you and they ask something about, there's let's be healthy together. Well, so you become an attractive force. People want, though, what does that mean? Okay, so Darlene, you want to unmute your line, okay? So that's the beginning. You've figured out a way for people to want to connect with you. And then you turn it around when they ask you about wherever you're at, thinking that you work there, and say that again, because I want everyone to hear that. So can you help me find so-and-so in the store? What would you say?
I would say, well, I can't really help you with that, but I can help you improve your health or be healthier, whatever, just kind of strikes me at the moment. And I usually point to my badge where they can see that it says, let's be healthy together. And they usually say, well, how can you do that? And I just say, I work with a company that has found a historical way to activate, create, or stimulate your own personal stem cells and send them wherever your body needs help.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Do you take any time to ask them what do they want more of in their health?
It kind of depends. Some people are kind of in a hurry. I usually will pull out very quickly the sheet that's front and back about activate your own stem cells and say, this will help answer any questions you might have. And my information is right here. I'm happy to answer any questions. If they're willing to talk to me for a few minutes, I usually say, if you give me your name and cell phone or an email, I can text you 2 very short videos that will give you more information. And I send the 3-minute video that is on the InTouch app, and then the one about phototherapy that's 2 minutes long.
Okay.
And that way I've got their info so I can get back in touch with them.
Great. Now, what do you do in case of an event coming up that is not at your home? There's, a bigger event in town. Do you do the same kind of thing?
If I have a booth there, I have these little lead sheets that I can fill out, and that way I've got their info. If I'm doing a booth and I'm not super swamped with people around me, I try very hard to get them to go ahead and fill out their name and info in the InTouch app so that I can send those videos right then. I did an event at Christmas time, and I had a distributor there with me, and we both were talking to people nonstop, super fast, and we weren't able to do that as quickly as I would like. So the lead sheets came in really handy because people could fill that out and leave it while we were still talking to somebody else.
Okay, so you've actually figured out a way with what you're doing to have people come to you.
Yes.
Which is fabulous, and you're having great success with that. Do you ever just do it any other way and connect with people and find out and without wearing your badge, or is your badge the magic for you?
It's kind of the magic. I've been in several different businesses probably over the last 40 some odd years. And I always, first I started out as a Tupperware lady, and our distributorship had us wear badges. And so I've worn a badge half my life. And it just is natural for me. So I try to get my people that I recruit to wear a badge, and most all of them do. Because it really does open the door, especially if you're hesitant, if it's not easy for you to talk to people. If you've got a badge on, that lots of times prompts the question they ask me, and even before I have the opportunity to say something to them.
Oh my gosh, I hope everyone got that. That's a great tip. Make yourself available to people by having something that's attractive. That's like, it already qualifies people. Let's get healthy together. And so people go, well, what does that mean? I want to know about that. I love it. So I want to open things up to see if people have questions for Darlene in just a minute, because this skill of inviting, this is one way. We're going to hear something completely different on Monday night from Harris Williams, because there's as many ways to invite people as there are different kinds of people. And the important thing is to make a connection, because nothing happens until you connect. It's not about, you guys know about my potato chip theory. So hold on for a second. Okay, so we want to connect with people. So that vehicle of having a badge is a way to connect. Now, if you don't have a badge, what might you do? So we're going to have other people answer that one. So be thinking about that one, because, I just want to, it was fun for me to be getting ready for this call. So I pulled out Eric Worre's book, GoPro, and he says, by far the most critical skill to develop, I call it the gateway skill for network marketing. If you're not successful in having anyone take a look, then you don't have much future in this business. So what's important is to find the way that's authentic for you to connect with people. And for some people, they go up and they give someone a compliment, a sincere compliment, if you don't know them. And it's endless ways that you can connect with people. So before we open up for everyone else, let's see if anyone has any questions for Darlene. You can raise your hand and unmute your line, and then we'll open things up for everyone else, because I want to hear from all of you. What are you doing that's working to invite people to take a look at what we have? So anyone have questions for Darlene? Raise your hand or unmute your line. And I don't see any hands up at the moment. So you can be thinking about that. So now I'm not, anyone?
Oh, Jennifer is.
Oh, Jennifer.
Raising her physical hand.
I'm not quick enough with the keyboard yet.
That's okay. But we got several people unmuted, so go ahead.
Darlene, thank you for sharing your strategy. It's clearly really been successful over the years. I kind of squirm thinking about wearing a badge, and then I think, well, get over yourself, Jennifer. This is exactly, I think what you're speaking of is you show up sincerely. And so that's just a little extra curiosity booster for people. And, I just really appreciate hearing that, because I think there's some people in my group that could really benefit from, that are hesitant, right? So I don't know that I have a question other than how long did it take for you to get thicker skin?
I used to be a very shy person, and I wouldn't talk to people unless they talked to me. And back when my kids were really little and my husband was in the military and money was tight, we needed new family room furniture, and my daughter wanted to take piano lessons, and my husband said, "There's no money." And so I decided maybe I needed to do something to bring some extra money in. So I loved going to Tupperware parties. So I thought maybe I can be a Tupperware lady. And so I signed up. It was something I loved, so it was easy for me to talk about it. And I shocked myself that I was able to become the top manager in our distributorship within a year. I was in the top 25 in the nation every week. So it was when you are passionate about what you're doing and you love what you do, it's very easy to talk about it and promote it. At least for me, it is. So it didn't take too long. And back then, you had to have a name for your group. And my group was called Star Steppers. And I had a badge that was as big as my hand, made out of felt, that was black and white star points. And then my name badge went on that, and all my award pins were on that. So I had this huge badge on my chest back then. So it's really much easier to wear one this small. And I thought of something else when you first started talking that I also do, is if I'm out and about and I see someone who has a major health problem. I was walking to my car in a Walmart parking lot, and this lady was walking in, and she was walking with a cane, and you could see she was really struggling. And I just stopped and said, I noticed you're having some trouble walking. I have something that could probably really help you. Would you be interested? And she said yes. And we stood there and I told her about the patches, and she became a preferred customer. So if I'm out and about shopping and I see someone with some health issue they're struggling with, sometimes it's kind of hard, but I will try to get my courage up and talk to them. And more times than not, they're receptive. Sometimes they say, no, I'm not interested, and walk right on past me. But you can't let that affect you. It's just another no, and look for the next yes.
What I'm hearing is practice. That you started with a commitment. We need to bring in another income. I'm going to go do this. And you caught the wave of excitement and energy around the products and the people. And it was more and more exposure gave you confidence, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
And
You're welcome.
I want to highlight a few things that just happened here. What Darlene, she talked about passion, and she talked about her resiliency, that the no's don't affect her, because we can't be emotionally attached to whether someone says yes or no. And if you think about, being in a restaurant and the waiter or waitress has the dessert platter and you say no, they don't take it personally. So we shouldn't either, just have this, I say, Teflon on, and it just slides off, and know that every no is getting closer to yes. And if you didn't hear our very first 30 minutes of wisdom, it was on, go for no, because the people that are most successful hear no more often. And then the other thing was your passion. Passion is a magnetic force, and you need to be a model of what you're sharing. So Darlene is obviously a very healthy, vibrant. How old are you, my Darlene?
71.
71-year-old. Look at her. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who
I
wouldn't
don't
want
have a lot of wrinkles.
Hey, you don't. Your skin is gorgeous. So it's like people want that. And so she's this magnetic, attractive force in her passion. But what's coming through is that she deeply cares. And it's not about pitching someone. It's not about dumping information. It's about connecting and relating and being a place where they can have whatever their problems are. You're the bridge between where they are and where they want to be. So thank you so much. That was wonderful. Anyone else want to comment, Darlene? And if not, I want to open things up. Because, Jennifer, you were just on, and you've been very successful because you have all these deep, rich relationships of people that trust you. What have you done to invite people to take a look at what we have? What have you said?
I knew that I wouldn't have time to do a business that took a lot of time because I work pretty full time and I travel. But I think of my professional career through the years and how it's evolved into different circles of people. And I actually have stayed in touch with many of them through Facebook and LinkedIn. And really, the most natural place to go was my excitement about the patches and what it had done for me and my mom and a few other folks I had shared it with, or Robin had helped me in those first, that first week. And what I did was reached out, starting with my inner circle. I have these concentric circles of people that I feel comfortable with. They would trust me with anything. I mean, I spent 15 years in Mary Kay, and I had done other things like you, Darlene. When there was a need, I went out there and did it. So I had all these circles, and certain people just rise to the surface that stay in my mind, that stay in my heart, that periodically, just like Robin and Gregory, I mean, we just keep crossing paths in different ways, but they're always right there in my, and those are the kind of people I reached out to, not for this business, but just because my life had been changing and I wanted to reconnect after the pandemic or during the pandemic and say, and travel that way and across the country and connect with those people. So those were the first people I went to, were the ones that I had recently connected with after a long time. Or those that were closest to me that just go, "What is it now, Jennifer?" And so I started with those people. And to be really honest, I probably haven't reached any of my LifeWave goals of, speaking to 3 people a day and all that. But I have consistently, probably every day, connected with 1 to 3 people. Or if I miss a few days, I'll connect with 5 to 10 people. And what I'll say is just, basically broach the conversation that I'm doing something new. And we had just connected recently, and it made me start thinking about some of the things you had said about your health or what you're up to. And I shied away from it, but I'm back here to say, you know what? I got something I can't not share with you. So it isn't always in the first conversation, depending on my comfort level, but it is with those that are closest to me, and then they spread the word and they have their circles. So it's been really a wonderful unfolding, and I'm still getting comfortable with being uncomfortable again, because I had gotten in a 20-year comfort zone with my career. And so suddenly it's reminding me again, there are moments where I hold back because of my own personal discomfort rather than being bold like you, Darlene. So that really inspired me today. So yeah. But you know what? I still have, I bet it's a year before I reach all the people that have crossed my mind. So I'm going to just keep doing what comes natural to me. And I think that's important for each of us to find what that is.
That's so beautiful. We've all got to be ourselves. And you said something really, really poignant, Jennifer, is you don't always bring it up in the first conversation. And I think, this is Robin repeating herself over and over again. We're in a relationship business, first and foremost. When you see some people that call you and oh, what are they going to pitch me on now? You don't want to be one of those people. You want to be one of those people when they see caller ID, like they're excited because it's Jennifer and I get to pick up the phone. Because what Jennifer is going to do is connect first. And she's been reaching out to her relationships so that she has long-term trust with, and they're open and receptive, but she comes from this place of caring about them first. And one of the most valuable things we can do is find out what's going on with people. What do you want more in your life? Really, if we're inviting people based on what they want more of, it's almost a done deal. And so I know you do that masterfully, Jennifer. And and Darlene also, it's so beautiful that there's every kind of different style. And I know some people that wear, those X39 stickers you get with your package, the, reflective ones. They'll put it on their head or on their hand, and people, they wear something like a badge that attracts attention because they may not be the kind that wants to reach out first, but have someone come to them. But then there's other people that are just curious out there, and they make friends with people in line at the grocery store, or they make a compliment. And the key about inviting is to realize, and I think it was Jim Rohn that said this, is, you make up in numbers what you lack in skill. And as you do your numbers, your skill increases. So your numbers, your conversions are going to get better. But most importantly, it's doing something that's natural and authentic and not being attached to the outcome. So we have a few more minutes. Let's see if there's anyone else that wants to ask questions. In the chat, a bunch of people are saying, where do you have those name tags made, Darlene? So maybe you can write down, there's a lot of places. I used to buy mine at NAGTAG, NAAGTAG, NAGTAG, because I used to have name tags made for my team leaders all the time. And you can get them in metal and wood and rounded and script and all kinds of things, but your local, like a local trophy place will make them too. Darlene, do you want to share where you get yours made? You're on mute, hon.
Okay. Here in town, there are 2 different places that make the wooden badges, and they're about $10 a badge. And I really like that they have a magnet on the back now instead of having to put a pin through your clothes. So it's really easy to put them on and off. But I know a lot of different companies will make name badges and stuff. Probably if you go to the print shops and places that make banners and stuff like that, a lot of them probably make badges also. And what I really like about the wooden one, and so many people comment on it, is that I was able to pick the design that I wanted around the outside edge. They had several I could pick from. You can pick different fonts, and you can say whatever you want. I know Karen picked something totally different for hers to say. Teresa has something different on hers. I just kind of have used the Let's Be Healthy Together tagline for several years. And when I write an email, that's what I always put before I sign my name. So that's what
That's part of your brand, which is really powerful, that you have your brand, like your green glasses are part of your brand. They are. Okay, we have just a few more minutes. Thank you, my dear. Anyone else want to have a comment or a question about anything as far as inviting? And again, you need to find your way and realize that it is the lifeblood of business, because nothing happens until you invite someone to take a look, invite someone to take a try, invite someone to, watch a video. And there's so many other ways to do this. So anyone else want to comment or question? You can unmute. Oh, let's see. Sybil, you've got your hand up. Go ahead, hon.
Hi, I really resonated when she said to be simply, there was 2 S words. I forgot by the time you talked to me, it was simply sincere. And I love that because I am a kind owner of a cafe, made a space for me to do consultations. And she's got a very retail mindset with limiting beliefs. And most often when I come up with an idea, there's some kind of little conflict because she wants me to be like her with the retailer mind. And I'm trying to honor her because it's her store. And yet I like the freedom that I hear when I can be simply sincere and do it my way, do it the way that feels good to me. And I started out in network marketing as a homeschool mom with little kids, and I was busy. I started co-op, I did my little business, and I started a homeschool group. I was busy. And I just found a way to make it work for me. And I feel like no matter what season of life I'm in, networking will work. And even while this short time while I'm in a retail setting, to get reintroduced to the community while I'm recovering my health and getting ready to go to work. I feel like I can do this the way I feel led instead of having to fit in somebody else's mold. And I hope that I'll be able to be peaceful and joyful enough that it will just work out, that we can work well together. But I feel a real pressure to conform to the expectations of others while I'm earnestly finding my way to be myself in a good way. So thank you.
Thank you, Sybil. That was beautiful. Thank you. Anyone else? Final comments or questions? Because we're at the bottom of the half hour.
One other thing I would like to say is when I first heard Karen O'Neill do her presentation about LifeWave, it was like God was whispering in my ear, you're going to add this to your business because it's going to help so many people you know. And I had just names running through my mind during that whole presentation. I need to tell this person about it because I know it's going to help them be better. And that is my passion, helping people be as healthy as they can be. So it just jogged my mind. I need to do this because not because I want the money that the income is going to bring in, but because I want to help people be healthier.
Beautiful. So when it's aligned with your values and your passion, it's really a done deal. And what happened last week in Sarasota is, I think we all know that our success is directly connected to our belief. And what happens when people go to an event or when they watch something, that it deepens their belief, and then you become literally unstoppable. As we had Sabine on the call the other night, and she hasn't been active lately, but she went to the event and she just is on, not just that she's on fire, but her energy became a magnetic force that when she went into a vitamin store the next day, she just couldn't not share. And that's what I heard from a lot of people that went to the event, because their belief was so deep and like, everyone needs this, but you got to be, respectful and appropriate to connect with people first before you throw up all over them. But develop that relationship, develop the trust, and then find out what's important to them and connect and say, would you be open? If I had something that could change your health and make it even better, would you take a few minutes to watch this video? When in the next day or so can you watch this 3-minute video? So you're giving people time frames. There's so many things. And I think we're going to finish up with Karen sharing. So go for it, Karen.
Hi, I wanted to just comment on Darlene because she has already talked to everybody she already knew, of course, but I wanted to say she does square dance. She has brought in people from her square dance. She talks to everybody she knows. It's not just strangers that she attracts and meets. She tells everybody, and she's just a dynamo on focus. So I want you to also to think focus. Darlene is the most focused person I have ever known. And bravo, Darlene. So that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, thank you so much. Coming from Darlene's sponsor. How wonderful is that? Focus. We're endless on what all these skills. So developing that skill of inviting can literally change your life. And like Jennifer said, I'm stretching, I was in my comfort zone for 20 years. So we want to stretch a little bit outside our comfort zone, but not too much. If you stretch too much, we retract. So you want to stretch a little bit and a little bit more and a little bit more, and find some ways that really work for you. And I know some people that go to the same coffee shop at the same time, and then there becomes this familiarity, even if you've never talked to people. You know each other because you're there at the same time every day or several days a week or whatever it is. And then you have this affinity and develop this relationship. So remember, we're in the relationship business. Connect with people, find out what's important to them, and then offer the invitation. So thank you everyone for being with us this morning. And Darlene, that was fabulous. We're going to have a whole different perspective on this on Monday night with some different people. So this is very exciting. A master skill, inviting. Have a great day, everybody.